I know you're thinking, nobody cares, Bella, but I do. So let's talk about tattoo shops and how they can be just a bit intimidating, especially if you're getting your first tattoo. So, most 9 times, I'm kidding, let's make that 5 times out of 5, 50-50 chance of getting a shop who are just filled of tattooed softies, and they're the nicest people you will ever meet. Other side of that is getting a shop that's very bro-y, kind of filled with shitty people. Very 50-50, guys. But I will say 9 times out of the 10 of the artists I've ever gone tattooed by, or the shops I've ever walked into, they are really nice. Once, go in there. Maybe the nervousness, the intimidation, because it can be very intimidating, especially if you're going into a shop that's still more, in the sense, traditional. There are tattoo shops nowadays that are a bit more cute, seem inviting and relaxing, especially if you're walking in for your first tattoo. Whereas if you go into a very traditional style tattoo shop, it can feel very intimidating. There's this one shop that I go to now consistently because I build up a little bit of a repertoire there, because they're nice people and they tattoo very well, and it's a very American traditional style tattoo shop. I will say, when my experience first walking in there, it was intimidating because you see these very heavily tattooed men, and I am a short woman, and I'm just like, I just want a tattoo, please. Almost kind of awkward talking to an artist because you're just like, they tattoo, right? So you're kind of like showing them what you want, and you're just like, can you do this for yeah, no, okay. Most of the times they will. Some artists will probably refer you to another artist who if they're a good artist, if you're asking a very good artist for a tattoo and they refer you to another artist, that's what makes them an even better tattoo artist, in my opinion, because they're saying, hey, I could do this for you, but this person's more qualified and you will get the best quality tattoo. And that's how you know they care about you and not just taking your money. So I love tattoo artists like that, who will just be like, hey, this person will be better suited for you. Go to them. There are artists who will do it, and it's gonna turn out like shit because they don't care about you. It's a business. They want your money. That's it. And I'm not saying, again, most shops are not like that. Some actually care about their clients, and that's great. It's just a business. Most of the time they're very nice people in there, and they just want to tattoo you. They want your business. And it can seem very scary and daunting, especially when you don't know what you're getting into. When you do go into a shop and you are going to get your tattoo, make sure you're open and honest with your artist. And I'm not saying go and tell them your whole life story. I'm saying the details of the tattoo. When they present you the drawing, you need to let them know honestly if you like it or not, because it's going to be stuck on you forever. And I've gotten tattoos that I don't necessarily like, and I didn't necessarily want. I've gotten tattooed that I did not necessarily want because I did not speak up. So speak up and tell your artist. Say, hey, I don't really like this. This is not what I wanted. Do not take that step and getting into the chair and getting tattooed. Don't put something on your body that you do not want, or you're going to be stuck with it. At the end of the day, you're stuck with it, not them. Again, let your artist know you're not going to hurt their feelings 9 times out of 10, unless maybe you're getting their flash work or something that they fucking drew up or some shit, and they're like, if you're going in there asking an artist for their flash and then you want to change it, I'm sorry, I'm a bit biased. I'm like, that's a little fucked up. You went in there asking for their flash, it's already done. Don't sit down and be like, tattoo me. And then that's when you get tattoo regret. It could be the most perfect tattoo and you'll still get tattoo regret. But this video is not about tattoo regret. I'm going down a rabbit hole right now because I'm rambling. Let's see some stories about people being intimidated in tattoo shops. There's not really much of a way for your artist to make you feel comfortable in their shop. I mean, there's ways that they can try by being a nice, decent human being. If you're going in there already, like with this like stigmatism of, you know, thinking, oh, this shop is very intimidating, then hopefully you come out with an experience that changes your mind about that shop that you went to. Hello, is it normal that I always feel intimidated going into a tattoo shop? I have 2 pieces and I would love to get more. But just the thought of going into a tattoo shop alone is intimidating enough despite the friendliness of the artists. Does everyone feel the same? And honestly, I would say yes. You might feel out of place there, you know? And I've spoken about this already. Most tattoo artists are pretty friendly and they're pretty nice people. Like most tattooed people, just like yourself. If you insert yourself in those shoes and you like, hey, I'm a tattooed person. Maybe you don't do tattoos. Maybe you're not an artist, but you are a tattooed person and you maybe consider yourself as a decent human being. I don't know. I feel like most people think it's an intimidating space just because of the environment. That's not your normal environment. You're going in there, you're getting tattooed for a couple hours or however long. Maybe you're doing multiple sessions. And I think that during multiple sessions, you can kind of build up an artist-client relationship, and that will, like, it eases the intimidation. Because, like, I just baked my artist bread and I brought them bread to the shop. Like, but that's over a couple of sessions of going there and getting, or even going in as a walk-in. Like, you know, I've gone in as a walk-in a bunch of times, or I will, if it's a larger piece, then I'll be like, hey, can we book an appointment? But most of the time it's spontaneous and I'm like, you guys got time? And you know, the nervousness could be coming from getting the tattoo itself. Like the intimidation and the nervousness you feel can also be from like your mind, like your subconscious realizing like, hey, I'm about to inflict this pain on my body, and you're just probably freaking out on the inside, even though maybe you're fine getting tattooed, and obviously all tattoos hurt. That's just, you know, you're creating an open wound, it's gonna hurt. And maybe your subconscious level is like freaking out, and maybe it's not just the shop, or maybe it is, I don't know. This one says, why are tattoo artists such egotistical dinks? At least some of them. Huh, okay. I do think that some tattooed artists, again, are just shitty personality-wise. And maybe even skill level-wise. I don't know. How's that line work? Maybe their work is bad, but if you still get tattooed by someone you think their work is bad, then that's on you, to say the least. Anyway, back to the ego thing. Some people, it's just people in general, I think. I don't think that's just tattoo artists. A lot of people can be very egotistic and a shitty human being. Who that person just happened to be a tattoo artist. I don't think it's all tattoo artists, or most. That says, it's weird, isn't it? Some artists seem to think that I should have to beg and scrape and grovel for the privilege of having them tattoo me. Fuck that. There are plenty wonderful artists out there who will treat me like a human being. Although a few times I've gone to a shop where my artist is awesome, the shop manager has a crazy fucking attitude problem. You know, you're paying for a service. This is very much a business transaction. As much fun as it can be going to get a tattoo, it's a fun experience. You're getting something new done to your body. At the end of the day, it's business. They want your money. You want a tattoo. That's a business transaction. You can take your business elsewhere. You do not have to get tattooed by someone you think is an asshole. It's just that simple. There's so many ridiculously good artists in the world. Not just America, in the world. It's not that hard to find another artist. I've been telling you it's not. Just do a quick Google search. Do some research. Do your research on the shop you're going to. Go in there. Have a conversation. If you do not like the vibes you're getting off this person, that's why I 100% do the consultation. Talk to the artist. If you don't like the way they're coming off, don't get tattooed by them. It's that simple. Find someone else. You're not a good fit. Don't put that energy onto your tattoo. Really want a tattoo, but just the thought of talking and actually going into a shop freaks me out. I'm 20 years old and I always wanted a tattoo since the day I turned 18. I just love how tattoos look. I love the whole concept of using your body as a canvas. Yes, I agree. There are multiple reasons why I haven't gotten one, but my social anxiety is definitely a big reason why. I have social anxiety too, so I honestly completely get that. But I'm very good at masking. So there's that. For people with social anxiety and getting tattooed, honestly, you kind of have to mask. That's how I get through it. You have to get out of your head and just fucking do it. That's not the greatest advice, right? But that's how I assure you, I am overthinking the whole time headed there. And then once that needle goes into your skin, I promise you, you're not going to be overthinking. You're going to be like, this motherfucking needle needs to get out of my skin already. Or whatever. And then after, you probably will overthink the whole social interaction once you leave that shop. That's happened to me multiple times where I kind of got a little comfortable and I started talking to the artist, where the artist will talk to you, and obviously if you're a decent fucking human being, you're gonna respond back to the artist. And maybe you'll just rethink that whole conversation and interaction for like, I don't know, a month. On and off, here and there, I'll come in and go. I'll be like, oh, why the fuck did I say that? But at least you got a good tattoo. Ah! Fucking fly. I need to get like a fly swatter. Okay, this one says, weird question, but how do I go about getting a tattoo? I really want a tattoo, but I'm extremely intimidated by all the cool and alternative alt people who work in tattoo parlors. How do I shop around for a tattoo artist? I completely get this because I feel like before I started getting tattooed, I, again, was underage when I started getting tattooed, so don't do that. But I got tattooed, I started getting tattooed like 15 by my apprentice friends, and that kind of eased me in because I already knew these kids. We're going to high school together. We already had a friendship built, so that kind of eased me into the tattoo world when I know that's not the case for most people. Most people have to go to a shop around people they don't know. But to shop around for an artist, I would say Google shops in your area, do your research, maybe walk into a couple and talk to people, talk to the artists there. There are multiple artists at shops most of the time, and see who you think will be the best fit. Look at their work. Most of these people have work on social media pages. Some shops will even have a booklet, even though most shops don't. Most shops are just gonna have it on their, either they'll show you their gallery or something, or they'll be like, look at my IG or something, whatever. You want to just shop your area. Go into the tattoo shop. Talk to these people. They're not mean people. Most alternative looking people are actually very nice. Like, they're really nice. I assure you this. Some people are shitty, but that's just personality wise, right? This is after, and if I choose to get it done, what happens? Do I need to phone an appointment for a session? Impossible for me to do that. If you need multiple sessions for a tattoo and it's impossible for you to do it, maybe you start with a smaller tattoo. Well, that can take you, one little trip to get it done. Does the artist make small talk? I have really bad social anxiety. The kind where I drip with awkwardness. Can you say that? Awkwardness. In everything I do. I promise you, I'm awkward as hell. And my tattoo artist just goes with it. Some artists will talk with you. Some artists won't, Maybe they'll ask you a question during the session. Or maybe they will just, drill into your skin without saying a word. It depends on the human being, Don't worry about dripping with awkwardness. Most alternative people are awkward themselves. I can attest. Not sure if I'll be able to handle sitting with intimidating strangers for hours. Now, I promise you, once you sit down, that most of the time, if the artist is a good person, that intimidation out the window, because all you're thinking about is this needle that's in your skin. Small talk's optional. If you talk, they'll reciprocate. Again, they're not trying to be rude to their clients. So if you're going to talk to them, they're probably going to talk. Are tattoo artists rude, or is it just me? This goes into the same thing I just said. Some artists can be rude. Some artists, can be very nice. It depends on the person. It just depends on the person. Most shops are pretty cool, but then there's the one or two that are a bit sleazy. Am I the only one who feels awkward trying to make appointments for tattoo artists? Or with tattoo artists? No, you're not. It's very awkward. Apparently, we're all socially awkward here, guys. We all have social anxiety, it seems like. And that's maybe why we're going to get tattooed. There's a level of trauma there. I don't know. It can be daunting, embarrassing to be like, hey, can you tattoo this flower on me, even though I know you can because it's your job? All in your head, I promise. And I know it's easy to say because I'm sitting here with the camera in my face, right? I'm like, it's just in your head. But it is. And then watch my next appointment. I'm going to be like, it's going to be the same repetitive thing again. It's going to be very awkward. I'm very awkward. I have social anxiety, just like you. Most likely, if you're watching this, you probably do. I'm not the best to give advice. So listen to me or don't. One time I did try using headphones. Maybe that will work for you. Listen to some music while you're getting tattooed. You don't want to talk. If you're going in there alone, without any emotional support, it's normal to feel awkward. Especially when requesting a tattoo, because you're just like, is this artist gonna think my tattoo is such a bad idea? I think a lot of you kind of want to care what your artist. You care about what your artist thinks because they're the cool tattoo artists with all the cool tattoos, and I promise you, they have bad tattoos themselves. Not everyone has the most perfect tattoos. Everyone has an experience. Most of these artists will have a couple bad tattoos. They'll tell you themselves. It happens to us all. It's okay. I think I'm going to end it there. If you're going to go to a shop, make sure you're doing your research on the artist. Go in there, maybe talk to them, have a consultation. And even after all that, after you talk to multiple artists and you try to find the shop that fits you, the artist that fits you, before just being like, hey, this is my artist. Make sure you are feeling the vibes with them. Make sure you're comfortable enough having this human being permanently mark your canvas. Because at the end of the day, you're stuck with that tattoo. So make sure you like their work. Make sure you like them. The vibes are getting off, because you can't tell who they are as a person over one session, one interaction. But as long as you walk in there and maybe they gave off a friendly first introduction, then I say go for it. Just trust your gut. Trust your gut. Anyway, with that said, bye. Sorry if I rambled. I'm talking about a whole lot of nothing. Let's go to the next episode.